Ah, fucking nasty. Ah. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Test, 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 test. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right, what's going on, people? Let's talk about that. About what topic? Oh, wait, no. Oh, okay. So the parent leaving is going to be a popular one today. Hey, what's up? Who's on right now? Type your name in there if you're on here, so I know who's here. That one person. Oh, shoot. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, everyone. Oops. So, I don't know who's here. What's up, dude? I think that's Nathan. Yeah. So I don't have a guest today. They might come a little later. But we're just gonna talk. It's just gonna be you and me. So this should be interesting because there's nobody here. I'm pretty nervous, I guess. Anyways, all right, so we're gonna be covering some pretty cool topics today. Sadly, there is no Angel today. I don't know. I told him if he was gonna be able to make it. He did not respond, but I told him he left his charger here last week, and he said he'll come pick it up. I don't know if that's him saying he'll come or not, but yeah. So welcome back. It's episode 2 of the What's Going On podcast, and that's actually another topic of conversation because I try to make an Instagram for it and like a whole thing about it. Angel Days. What about me, Matthew Betancourt? What's popping? What's going on, guys? Is this Matt, your fat friend, Nate, and Angel? Anywho's, what's up, guys? Yeah, so I was trying chubby, all right, whatever. So I was trying to get like this podcast official, but there's already a What's Going On podcast, so I have to come up with another name. If you guys have any ideas, yeah, chime on in. Angel, Matt, Derek, Nathan, what's going on? Derek, Matt, Angel, Derek, Angel, Matt, Derek, Angel, Matt, Nathan, Matt. Yeah, that's everybody, right? Corona time. Oh, that's actually, you know what? That's not bad. I kind of like the idea of that Corona time podcast. Nah, Corona crown. Nah, it's gotta be catchy. I gotta think of something good. It's gotta be what the people want. Anywho's, yeah. So today we've got a couple of pretty cool topics of conversation. So as always, I ask you guys, what do you guys want to talk about on my Instagram at I am Anthony Corona. No, at I am Anthony, and that's 2 T's on the Anthony. So follow me. I'll follow you back. I post a lot of funny stuff, fun stuff. So come join me. Let's have some fun. But so I made a poll and I asked what you guys wanted to hear, what kind of topics you wanted to have covered, and so we got splitting up. If you're in a relationship and you have kids and you guys decide to split up, how that affects the kids and all that. There is baby making, how to make a baby, which I'm quite familiar with. There's a drunk story, like the drunkest I've ever been, or funny drunk stories when you have a bulge and you're packing, how to hide it. There is, can you prove love, or can love be proven? Spirituality, also the debate versus rape versus consent, and girls being fake. So you asked for it and you're getting it. I'm nervous. Okay, so I don't know. What do you guys want to start off with? Since you guys are my audience right now, you guys choose. So this is the here we go. Splitting up with when kids are involved, baby making, drunk story, bulges, prove love, spirituality, rape versus consent, or girls being fake. All right, we have one for baby making. Anything else? You guys got to chime in. What do we have? I guess nobody's chiming in. So I guess it's gonna be oh, hold on. Derek is typing. The making of children. Nice. Type. All right. Oh, and if you just joined, type something so I know you're here. All right. What do you want to know about baby making? It's pretty simple. You see, when a giraffe loves an elephant, they come together. But yeah, baby making, sex, the big O sex. It feels good. Everybody does it. Your parents did it. Your parents did it. Everybody does it. Everybody has sex, just like everybody shits. All I can say is your mom is a virgin. Nice. I don't know. What can I say about having sex? You want to know when I lost my virginity? My virginity losing story. So I must have been. Let's see. I must have been maybe 16 or 17, and I had sex on New Year's. It was yeah, it must have been 16 or 17. She was my first I guess real relationship. That, like, I met her parents, her parents met mine. We went to family stuff together. And yeah, and we've been talking about it for a long time, and then she came over for New Year's, and we were having a party at my house, and yeah, we were like, in my house there's like this little back area with a little shed and like a little tool shed, and it's a little space, and we were making out, and she's like, I have a gift for you. And I'm like, what is it? She's like, sex. I'm like, really? And she said, yeah. So how did you know when you got something special? When she or he loves you for who you are, not how you look like. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. You you have something special when it's mutual. I'll tell you that. It has to be mutual, because sometimes the guy will like the girl, but the girl won't like the guy so much, or vice versa, and then somebody ends up getting hurt. But when it's mutual, that's when it's like, it's special. It's good. But so back to my sex story. Yeah, so she's like, let's have sex. And I was like, all right, yes, hell yeah. And yeah, we did it for like 3 hours. My knees were all cut up because we were on the cement, and yeah, use protection. Definitely use protection. I had no idea what I was doing. I was having a hard time finding the hole, so I was like, wait, I don't know what I'm doing. And then she helped me in. I got in, and the first thing I thought when I went in, I was like, oh wow, that's warm. That's way better than masturbating. And yeah, so that's how I lost my virginity, and that's baby making basically. So, putting it simple, you have sex, man ejaculates into the woman, little spermies swim into the egg, ovulates, gets into the wall. 9 months later, babies are made. Yeah, the hole is strong with this one. Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much baby making. And I know now in the world with like Tinder and Instagram and all these other social media stuff, like, sex is pretty like there's not that much of an importance on it. Everybody's like, you know, have sex with everybody, have sex with everybody. But in my experience, I've come to realize that quality is better than quantity. And you know, if you're gonna, the thing is, when you have sex with somebody, in my belief, it's that you're taking on the energy of that person, aspects of them, um, their thoughts, their habits. You become your partner basically a little bit. Um, because sex to me is like before I used to be just very like, yeah, I'll have sex with you. But now I have a higher, I put a higher importance on sex. It's not just something that's like, oh yeah, I'll have sex with you. It's no, it's more, it's more special now. So I would say, if you don't like the person you're with, don't have sex with them. Make sure there's a mutual love connection, um, spiritual connection. You want to have you have to be okay with becoming that person. If you have like what's the word I'm looking for? If you're having um damn, what's the word? Doubts about the person? No, that's not the word I'm looking for. There's a specific word I'm looking for, but if I have it on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. Anywho's, yeah, just make sure you really like the person. All right, next topic. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? You guys are running the show today. Da-na-na-na-na. You guys are all virgins, though. You guys are all kids. I'm talking to a bunch of kids right now. So this is kind of funny. I know it's my nephew's on here. My nephews, Nathan, Derek, everybody, they're friends. You guys are all virgins. You guys are all little kids. All right, what do you guys want to know? I'll talk to you guys. Oh, jeez. Offensive. Teach us the way, non-virgin. Well, okay, so you guys are young. You guys are becoming young adults. You're getting to know more of yourself, of who you are. You're kind of breaking out of that, sitting at the kids' table, being a kid. I would say, at least in my experience, two things you need to know about sex. Well, yeah, one, use a condom for sure. You don't want to be a young parent for sure, because you're a kid yourself. You don't want to raise another kid. Two things you need to know about sex is it's more important than you think, like in terms of spirituality and not just physical stuff. Yeah, don't take sex lightly. And yeah, don't have a kid. Yeah, but most important, like, sex shouldn't really. I know it's hard that you have all these hormones right now, and I'm sure you're stubbing your toe on all your socks right now. Your mom's cracking blankets, but it's hard not to. And I'm not gonna say don't, because I know you will, but I'd say wait till you find somebody that you really connect with, that it feels real, before you have sex. Yeah, because you never forget your first. And I would say just make your first or sex, make it special. Somebody you really like. Yeah. But yeah. And then, oh, another thing too. So you guys are what, like 14, 15 right now? Focus on school, focus on your future, focus long run. Don't focus on girls right now. Like if a girlfriend happens, then a girlfriend happens. But just you're not going to be with this person. Like nobody I was with, nobody that I knew that was in a relationship in middle school, high school is with that person, except for one person. There's one couple that they're still together, that they got married. But other than that, nobody's still with that same person. So whoever you're with now, just you're not going to be with them. Um, Focus more on your future. Focus on building a business, creating money. Um, you're young. Get experiences. You don't want to be a young parent because then you're going to be forced to work right away. You're going to have to provide for your family, and then it's super hard if you know, like you're not going to be able to go out with your friends. You fear you're not going to be able to experience life to the fullest because you have responsibilities. So I would say, focus on you, focus on your future. Um, School is very important. You want to get good grades, focus on school, but at the same time, focus on making money. Make money for yourself. Um, Read books. Um, Read a lot of books. Get mentors. If there's something you want to learn, something you want to do, something that your school is like, oh, I wish they taught this. Go look for it. There's YouTube. Look for it for on your own. Learn something. Don't be more independent. You guys are kids and you guys are always like, my mom this, my dad that. I don't like this. I don't like that. Well, what are you doing about it? You're just complaining. That's not going to do anything. Take initiative. Look for something. you know, Take action. Take action. Most important thing, take action. You want something, nobody's going to hand it to you. It's cliche, but it's the truth. Nobody's going to hand it to you. Go out and do it. You guys are on your relationship on your phones all the time. Use it. Use it to your advantage. And don't just, oh, you're gaming, blah blah blah. No, man. Yeah, I mean, there's time for play, there's time for fun, but you know, use your time wisely. The older you get, the more you realize, the more importance you'll have on time. Because then you realize, like, oh shit, like I wasted my teens partying, drinking, all this stuff or whatever. When it's like, man, I could have been doing this, I could have been doing that. Find something you're good at, something you love to do, and just follow that. Just keep going at it. And it's a process. It's not something that's like overnight. You're gonna learn, and then you might think you're following something you love, and in the process, you'll find that you know what? Oh, it's not something I really like. I actually like this, but that's part of the process. But just I would say just keep the ball rolling, keep moving, keep keep falling forward towards your goals. Learn along the way, but yeah, just don't waste time. Don't waste time. And that's pretty much all I'd have to say about that, I guess. Unless you guys have any questions, you want to add something in there. But um, yeah, I don't even know how we got started on this. But yeah. Oh, and then okay, you're in high school. You're kind of starting to get to know your identity, who you are. You're starting to question, like, okay, I like this, I like that. Maybe I like this. You want to be the cool guy or cool girl, or you don't want to act a certain way or dress a certain way because they're gonna think I'm cool. Fuck them, dude. Just if it makes you happy, do it. You know, the right people will like you for your originality, for your authenticity, and they're gonna talk shit sometimes or whatever. So what? Who cares? People don't care as much about you. Just know that. You think people are going to care about you and be like, oh, nobody cares about you. Everybody cares about themselves. So just make yourself happy. And everybody's always going to judge. Everybody's going to say, oh, this, oh, that. Fuck them. Who cares? They're going to judge you. Yeah, everybody's going to judge you. They're going to say something about this and that. Everybody's always going to have something to say. And at the end of the day, who cares? They're not paying your bills. They're not contributing to your whatever. So what? Let them talk. Do what you want. Do what you love. Do what you want to do. I would say find something you love to do that you would do for free and try to get paid for it. Find a way to get paid for it. Especially with the internet now. You can make like, you know, GoFundMe accounts, Patreon. You can do all these things to generate money. How long did it take for you to realize this? Yo, Daniel Applegate, the homeboy, he just bought a house. Bow, bow, bow. Congrats, dude. Super proud of you. Can't wait to visit. Is that over there or is it in this area? I don't know where you bought the house, but that's cool, man. Congrats. I'm super happy for you. Awesome, man. Uh, you had that vision, you wanted to do it. You took a leap of faith and you got it. So congrats, dude. Thanks, brother. Beers on me. I'm down, dude. I got a car. We'll go up there. I might be going to Big Bear or Joshua Tree next weekend. So I might, I can switch it, go up there, crash at your place. Jedi Knights Unite. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. En la casa, mijo. Yeah. So, okay, Angel, back to your question. How long did it take for you to realize this? Um, To realize what exactly? I thought I cut it. To realize what I like, or like to feel comfortable with what I am, or all that. If it's what I think it is, to realize all this, it's something I've always done, always known. That your opinion is what matters. Oh yeah, man. I was always kind of a weird kid. I was always funny. I was always like dressed funny. Just be like, "Oh, you're weird," and I'm just like, "Yeah." But although people always told me like, "Oh, this guy's weird," or "This guy's funny," or some people would talk shit, they would always like talk about me, you know. So I was like, I would meet people and be like, "Oh, you're this guy. Oh, I've heard about you. You're the guy that did this, or you're the guy that did that." Um, you know, like I found that when I'm trying to be somebody I'm not, I get bad attention. But when I've always done something that was like that I liked, that was more passionate, people would be like, "Oh, that's super cool. I wish I can do that." And it's like, well, you can, if you want to do something, just do it. I mean, basically, that's all it is. That's all there is to it. Yeah. The way I see it is everybody's a mirror. Everybody's a reflection. God damn, these fucking gnats. I'm going to catch it right now when I see it again. Anyways, yeah, just do what you want to do. At the end of the day, it's your life. Make yourself happy. Respect other people. Obviously, you don't want to be a dick. But if you know that there's like a conflict of opinions or values, like, you do have a lot to learn from that person, because it's opposing thoughts. Everything is a lesson, but everything in life is there to teach you something. So take it as that, and just really just roll with the punches, how they say. But yeah, actually, Dan, man, you might want to chime in on this next topic. So the next topic, or one of the topics on here, is say you're in a relationship, you guys are in love, you guys have kids, but things don't work out, and then you guys split up. What's it like splitting up when there's kids involved? That's something that I personally don't know. I don't have that experience because I don't have kids, and I don't have kids, so I can't really talk on that matter. But I do have friends that have gone through that, family members as well, and I'd say, in my opinion, I'd say if you're in a household where the kids see you fighting more than loving each other, I think if your excuse is, "Oh, we're staying together for the kids," but you guys hate each other and you guys are fighting all the time and yelling, the kids see that and they're gonna pick up on that, and it's not something healthy for them to see. I think if your reasons for staying together is for the kids, for their well-being, I think it's better that you split up, so that you find somebody that you are more compatible with, so they can see you happy, or all that, so they can see a happier household. Because if you're always yelling at each other, you guys are unhappy, the kids are going to pick up on it, and I don't think that's healthy. Yeah. So that's what I got to say about that. But Dan, I mean, I think you can relate more to this. You wanna you wanna add anything on there? What was awesome is we never really fought or yelled, brother. It was a mutual agreement. In my case, we both followed our intuitions. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's what it has to be. I mean, I think when you meet somebody or you're with somebody, there's always that like, you kind of know deep down, but you're blinded by lust, or you're just like, oh no, things will get better. You're always hoping that things will change. Um, but I think deep down, everybody knows internal friction, but not external, is real too, brother. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes sometimes the relationships are meant to be friendships, but there's sex involved, so you think it's a love connection, and it's just sometimes you're better off. Some I've seen even in older people, like friends of mine that are older, that have kids that are my age, where I've talked to them and they're like, yeah, we split up because whatever, but their relationship is actually better after they broke up because they realized they were better friends than they were lovers. And yeah, you know love loving someone doesn't mean you have to be in a relationship with them. So that's my opinion. I'd say, I think with society and relationship standards, it's like, oh, we have a kid, so we have to stay together. Ideally that's what you would want. I'm guessing, or most people, but sometimes things don't work out, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you love the kids any less, or you know each other any less. It's just, maybe we went into this both expecting something else and it wasn't what we wanted or what we thought. It's better to separate. No hard feelings, but that's the way it is. You guys still come together for the child, love each other, and that's all you can really do. Be there for the kids. But yeah, and who doesn't mean you can't be happy. You find somebody else, you meet somebody else who's more compatible with you, and you know everybody deserves to be happy. So I'd say do that. Personally, it was a lust connection that matched in the bedroom, but like you said, it's better to recognize where we stand. Yeah. What's up, dude? Oh shit, Cordova's in the house. Bow, bow, bow. What's up, brother? Oh man, I wish you were here right now. Dude, come to my house. I don't know where you are right now. I know you live close. If you're home, dude, come on over. Come on over right now. You'll sit and oh, that'd be fun. That'd be cool. Ah, bow, bow, bow. Anywho's, you know what? I think I have a. Let me see. Oh yeah, sound effects. Hold on. How does this thing play? No, not that. Oh, actually, I gotta change this now. Testing. Oh, hold on. Oh, damn. Bad call, cricket. Oh, okay. Somebody say a bad joke. Um, hey, how much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. No? All right. I tried. Uh, no. I have this little sound effect thing, so I'm kind of excited. Oh, is it this one? No. Thank you. Yes. Drum roll. Joke. Oh, this one's my favorite. Baby cry, whistle, baby toy, harp, kiss, hottie, arrow, bark. Bird, bell, car alarm, burp. That's a fart. Anywho's, that's kind of boring stuff. So drunk story. Let's go to drunk story. That's fun. Okay, a drunk story. What's something I can? What's something appropriate for the audiences here? Um, a drunk story. I mean, there's so many. Uh, Let me see. I'm gonna go live on my Instagram real quick. 1 second. Tony, what are your thoughts on consciousness? Have you heard Elon Musk talk about simulation? Yeah, dude. That's something I think about a lot, like with like the Matrix movies and all that. I always think about like, you know, actually there was a scientist, I don't remember his name exactly. Oh, hold on. I don't remember his name exactly, but there was I think it was I want to say it was sometime in the late 70s or early 80s. He was a I don't know the specifics. I don't remember. But I think he was a computer programmer. I don't remember, but he saw a what did he see? He noticed a pattern in nature, and then there was like um he noticed it was the same pattern that was used in computer programming. So his theory was that, you know, it's possible that we're living in a computer simulation. And then obviously the Matrix movies came out and all this other stuff. So I was like, oh shit. So it really makes me think like, oh man, that's crazy. Like there's really a science, a pattern to it. Yeah, zeros and ones. Singularity is coming. I actually have a really cool book. Where is it? Super forecasting? No. Which one is it? Oh, actually, okay, hold on. I'm going to show you this book. It's really cool. I recommend it. It's really thick and it's kind of bland, but it talks about the 0 point when human intelligence, or actually when machine intelligence meets human intelligence, like where robots are just as smart as humans are, and they can, you know, essentially surpass us. So give me a second. I'll show it to you. 1 second. Dead space. Super forecasting? No, that's not it. Yeah. Okay, bam. The singularity is near. Really good book. It's super thick, but yeah, it just talks about all that. So they say it might be in the year 2090. I think it was like 2090 or 2100, around that time. But that's when they say that that robots will be just as smart as humans, meaning creatively and all that. So I don't know. I don't know what would happen. It's kind of scary, the thought of it, because it's like you see movies like Terminator and The Matrix. You know what I think too sometimes? Like, what if it's like, what if we're already there? Like in the future, it's like we're in the future right now. What if that's the thing? We're living in the future, but robots have already taken over, I guess you can say. Like there's so much, I don't know, like farms. So they put us in this, like to stack us up to save room maybe, or to use our body's energy or whatever, you know. But they put us in this simulation that we're all in, like this free world kind of thing. um I don't know, it's a trip, it's a super trip, but I think it could be possible, you know. Like what if we're in the future looking at our past, like we're put in a past program. But I don't know, shit like that blows my mind. Do you think AI already occurred? I think if it has, they probably wouldn't tell us about it. They would do some sort of like testing where they're like, it's like some sort of blind study where they put somebody on TV. What if there's a celebrity that's already like, you know, artificial intelligence. So we're just like, we don't even know. That would be interesting as hell. But I think if it's already happened, I think if it's already happened, we wouldn't know. I know they have that Sophia robot, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's a I'll have anxiety about it sometimes where like I'll think about like, oh my god, doomsday or something, and I'll start freaking out. But yeah. hmm Um but yeah, man, it's super crazy. I don't know, what do you think about it? What company do you think would make AI people? Uh Boston Robotics? No, Boston Dynamics, because they make robots that are like they can run. They have like those dogs or the cheetah thing that runs like 60 something miles an hour. Um like the rate at which the robots are progressing is kind of crazy because they can open doors, they can pick up stuff, they recognize things. Um but imagine something like that with a gun or the ability to think for itself. It kind of makes you think like, I guess another theory too that was presented was that, like, what if the I guess like with social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, uh, Twitter, all these things, because it's on the internet and AI would be connected to it. Like the internet would be the brain. So technically, whatever we're uploading, whatever we're talking about, we're essentially programming it right now. That's a theory that they had said. So it's pretty interesting. I'd say that it's not too far out of the realm of possibility, but it's something that's, I don't know. I'd say it's interesting. I don't know the answer, but yeah, dude, it's crazy. What do you think, man? What do you think it'll be? I believe in the future a great calamity occurred when we already built our own way out, and we are reliving this. What company do you think would that? There's a theory that we were all brains that are in jars, and our minds created this subconscious world in our minds. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know. Who knows these things, but it's an awesome topic. I love to talk about it. I I don't know. It just blows my mind. But anywho's, hey Matt, I don't know if you're on YouTube still, but there's this person, Matt Pictures. Is that you, Matt, or is this somebody else? I don't know who this is, but I just noticed them. Hey, what's going on? Oh, I'm streaming on YouTube, and I thought I'd put it on here also. Oh shit. Anywho's, oh nice. I like your pictures, man. Good stuff, Matt. I was looking through them earlier. I was like, oh, cool, cool stuff, cool stuff. Keep it up. What kind of camera do you have? Um, but anyways, while that happens, so drunk story. That's what we're talking about, right? Drunk stories. What's a drunk story? I'll tell you one of the coolest drunk stories ever was I think I was out of an Nikon D3300. Nice. I hear those have a really cool zoom. That's pretty cool. Tight. Well, I like your shots. So, um, what I would advise is your shots are cool. Mess around with adjusting settings. Like after you take a picture, edit it a little. Change the colors, the saturation, lighting. Work with effects, with natural effects. Just Google or YouTube like photography tips stuff like that. That's honestly that's how I learned a lot of stuff. But I like them, man. I like them real good. I think if you keep that up, you can have a future in it because you have the eye for it. Like you see something like, oh, that's pretty, and you get the picture. So that's cool, man. Keep it up. I like it. Um, yeah, drunk story. So I want to say I was 18 or 19. No, this was way before. No, okay, so I must have been. Damn, I got my timeline mixed up. No, yeah, I must have been 17 or 18. Yeah, I went to a Slayer concert. I got super drunk, and so I was dating this girl at the time. Um, I won't say her name, but so I was dating this girl at the time, and we went to a concert to go see Slayer with Marilyn Manson, and we went with a group of people, a bunch of friends of ours, and actually I don't remember if we were together at the time. I think we were because I remember getting upset at this. But anywho's, so we go to this place, and then I get drunk, she gets drunk, everybody gets drunk, but then she ends up like making out with this guy, one of the guys that we went with, and I got super pissed, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Blah 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 blah. And then I she walked in with into the she walked into the concert with my ticket, so I was like, "Oh fuck, how am I gonna get in?" And and I was just thinking like, man, I have to go in. Like I've gone up this far, I can't not go in. And what I ended up doing was I hopped the fence, and I just hopped the fence, and like it was this big, it was at the Glen Helen uh arena or amphitheater, or I guess it's, I don't know what it's called now. I think it's the Glen Helen amphitheater, or maybe the Indian casino, or I don't know the name of the venue right now. But I hopped the fence. I realized I'm in the backstage area, like or actually not the backstage area, but the loading dock, and I'm like, oh my god, there's like, there's trucks here, there's people unloading things, there's movement, like, and I can't just stand here. I look like a sitting duck, like I'm super obvious. So I start walking, and I just start walking, like I start walking past everybody. People are kind of looking at me like, what the fuck, like who's this guy? What, like, whatever. So I just keep walking, and I'm walking towards the stage, towards the back of the stage, and then I see like this entryway, and I just walk through, and it turns out I end up on the, like in the front rows of it, but like on the side. And then security sees me, and they're like, "Hey, you can't be over here." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then they throw me back into or they throw me into like where the people are, but they threw me into the, like the pit area, which is the very front. And I'm like, "Oh shit." So I'm super excited, and I'm still drunk. I'm super drunk, so drunk that I'm like kind of staggering. Like I can see and I know where I'm at, but I'm like, my motor skills are just off. Like I'm kind of like, oh shit, I'm tumbling. I mean, I'm not fully there, I'm anywho's. So I'm in there, and then I get in the pit, and everybody's punching each other and fighting, and it's super fun. Um, and then Slayer comes on, and I'm just like super pumped, and I'm like, yeah, like I've never seen them. This is the first time I see them. I'm super excited, and I'm still drunk. And then, so one thing I always did when I went to concerts was I would always get a pick. Either I would like try to get the attention of um, um, of the guitar player, and I would kind of like signal like guitar pick, like throw me a pick. And then sometimes it happened a couple of times where they would see me, and they'd like, okay, like they would just say yeah, and then they would come up and give it to me, or they would throw it, I would catch it. I've caught drumsticks before. If I found out somebody had one, I would offer to buy it off of them. Whatever, or I would go on stage and take it, like because I know that sometimes bands have the picks on their guitar mics, so I would do it that way. And yeah, and where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so this one time, so at the Slayer concert, I go up to the very front, like I push my way through, and then I tell this guy, I'm like, hey, I want to get on stage, like, would you mind giving me a boost. So this guy's like, "You gonna go on stage?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so he calls it, like, these guys are older, like they're big dudes. I'm a short guy. These guys are like, I want to say they're like 6'3", 6'4". They look like big old football players or something, you know. And he's like, "Hey, Mark, this guy wants to go on stage, and he wants us to give him a boost." So they're like, "Good. Oh, that's badass, man. What are you gonna do?" I'm like, "I'm gonna get a pick." Like, "Oh, you're fucking crazy." So they both grab me from my pants and the bottom of my feet, and they toss me up. Like, they toss on the side of the stage, but like to the right of the speakers. But they tossed me up, and like, it was crazy because I remember being drunk, but then being thrown, and I'm like, "Oh my God." I didn't expect to go that high or that far. It was like midget tossing, basically. So they tossed me on stage, and I land on there, and I'm like, "Oh my God." Like, they threw me so far. And um and so I'm up there, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm on here. I can't stay here." So I get up and I start running, and I run past like the soundboard engineers, all like I see all the crates, the guitar techs, the drum kit, like the drum techs, like all these important people, that work behind the stage. And I just run straight up to the guitar or to the bass player, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I fucking love you." And then he's like, "What the fuck?" And like, I saw he was mad, so I took his pick from him, like, as he was playing. Like, I took it, and then he pushed me, and I felt like the stage monitors where they listen to themselves on the floor, like there's these little speakers. I tripped on one of those, and I fell back. And then I was like, "Oh shit." So I got off stage, and then security, they get me in a chokehold, and they pull me off stage. And I get escorted to the gate. But as I'm being escorted, the guys are like, "Damn." Like, security themselves are like, "Damn, that was ballsy, dude. You got some fucking balls on you." I'm like, "Thanks," but they're still choking me out. And like, "Well, we have to escort you to the gate, but we don't necessarily have to kick you out." That, I mean, dude, respect. Did you get it? I'm like, "Yeah, I got the pick." They're like, "That's badass, man." So yeah, so I got out. I mean, they let me go, and I walked back to like the concert area, and I was like, "Oh man, that was cool." So I watched the show, the concert finishes, and I started making my way out. But then I think to myself, like, I already snuck in once. What if I go again? And like, what if I try to meet them? And so I jumped the fence again. Like, I exit the amphitheater, like past the entry gate. And then I jumped the fence to the loading dock, and then I just, same thing, confidently. I, walk up. I walk towards the backstage area where, like, I know that they're loading because Slayer's coming off, and then Marilyn Manson was going to go on. So they're changing the instruments, like, um, they're breaking down everything, the speakers, the drum kits, all the wiring, all that stuff. So I walk past security, and he looks at me, and I'm just like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Oh, hey." I didn't have no badge. I didn't have nothing. Just fucking confidence all the way. And I walked through, and then I'm like, "Oh shit!" That, like, I didn't think I would make it, but I did, and I didn't think past that. So I'm like, "Okay." And the same thing as earlier, like, everybody's in like a hustle. They're moving back and forth. They're moving speakers and all this. And I see a group of people that are. I still have the pic. I can actually show it to you. So I see the, what's it called? I see this group of people, and like, all right, so there's a ton of people, but there's people working, like, moving back and forth. They look like crew, but I see like a small group of people dressed normally, like they look like fans. So I'm like, "Okay, I'll blend in with them." So I go towards them, and I just kind of like sit next to them, and then they tell me, this lady, she looks at me, and she's like, "Oh, who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, honestly, I'm just a fan, and I want to meet the band." It's like, "Oh, that's cool, but I'm not really the person you want to tell that to." And I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Why do you say that?" She goes, "Oh, I'm Tom's wife," which is the bassist's wife, the singer, the one who I took the pic from. I don't think she saw me get on stage, but um yeah. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." She's like, I'm not gonna rat you out, but he gets kind of jealous, so I would suggest, just hang out somewhere else. I'm like, "Okay, cool. I thank you for the heads up." And so I walk out, and then I'm just standing there again, and there's all these people around me, and I think to myself, if I just stay here, they're gonna be like, "What the hell? Who are you? What are you doing here?" They're gonna kick me out. So I'm a very helpful guy. I like to think I'm helpful, at least. And I asked one of the guys like, "Hey, do you, can I help you guys with anything?" And they're like, "Are you hands or?" I forgot what he said. He asked me if I was something or something, and I'm like, hands. And he's like, "All right, cool. Help me unload or help me break down the speakers." And yeah, so I go with him. I get on the stage, and like, oh, I see the drum tech, and they're breaking down the drums. So I start like passing the drums, and then this he's loading on the speakers. I'm like, "Oh, let me help you out." So I load on the speakers, and we strap it down, and all this stuff. And then I guess the guy who was in charge of it all, like of that, the crew, I don't know what they're called. He's like, "What? Like, who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, honestly, man, I'm just a fan, and I just wanted to help out." Like, I told the truth. I was like, I snuck back, and I just wanted to help out. Like, that's all. And he's like, "Oh, that's cool, thanks, man." And then he gave me a stack of picks. Like, he gave me a handful of picks, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It was super exciting. It was one of the coolest moments of my life. Um, Not the coolest, but one of the coolest. And yeah, it was just super awesome. I didn't meet Tom. Actually, yeah, I did. He walked by. I said hi. He just kind of said, "What's up?" I don't think he recognized me. Well, I did change my shirt. Well, when I jumped on, I was shirtless. So when he saw me, I had a shirt on, and I had tied my hair up because I used to have long hair at the time. So I don't think he recognized me. It's dark on stage, it's all that. But let me show you the pic. Hold on. All right. Oh. Okay, so this is oh, well, you can't really see them. These are all the pics I've collected over the years, from bands, from just famous people or musicians that I've met. I don't know which one this is. This is from, I think this is from a band called Overkill. Oh, this was from Megadeth. When I saw them, Marty Freeman. Which one's the Slayer one? I've got so many. I want to say it was this one. I think it was this one. I think it was actually. Yeah, this was the one. It used to have a graphic on here, but I used to play it, so I think I took it off. Yeah, but I have a ton of pics, so it's a lot of fun stuff. But yeah, that was a really fun. So like, I got all my guitar picks. Anywho's, so that's my drunk story. So I hope you enjoyed that one. All right, so somebody had asked me, "Can you prove love?" I would say, yeah, you can. For me, love, like if you're in a relationship, I mean, you can tell somebody, "I love you, I love you, I love you," but that doesn't prove it. I'd say for me, love is an action, so you have to show it. Like, um, you know, I don't know, a hug, a kiss, um, doing something where it's like, I don't know, there's a ton of things. There's a ton of ways to do it where you're I don't know how to explain it. It's more, love is an action. It's not saying I love you. It's seeing that your partner is cold, so you give them a sweater. You're like, "Hey, I went to go eat, and I brought you back something." It's taking care of the other person. It's loving to make sure they're okay. Um Another thing too is you don't want to get lost in a relationship where like to make them happy, you're gonna lose yourself. That's actually a big thing too at your age, like you young guys. Because in high school, I was that way where I was like, oh, whatever you want, baby. Like, I just want to make you happy. And then, you come off like, you know, you lose your manhood. You're not a man that way. You're a little bitch. You gotta be masculine. You gotta be the masculine man. You gotta be like, yes, I want to do this, or no, I'm not gonna do that. And you gotta stand your ground if your girl's like, oh, but blah blah blah. It's like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. And you'll realize when you're older that girls will try to like, oh, come on, let's do this, and she'll try to like, she'll try to be she'll try to be like, oh, but you don't love me because this and that, and be like, hey, you know what, go fuck yourself. I'm not gonna. You have to don't bend for a woman. I guess is what I'm saying is like, I'm not saying don't be a dick. I mean, I'm not saying be a dick, but I'm saying stand your ground. Like if you in your core, it's something you don't want to do, don't do it because she's asking it. You know, if she's saying like, "Oh, I want you to dress this way," it's like, nah, that's not me. Because if she can control you, she'll lose attraction for you. If she's a feminine woman, if she's a masculine woman and you're a feminine guy, then yeah, the feminine is more flexible, more whatever. But vice versa. Oh, what happened here? Live video paused. Ooh, reconnecting. Bam, and we're back. Bam, bam, and bam, 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 bam. I just realized that my Instagram had disconnected. Hold on. Yeah, this is true, man. You're like wise old man, just younger. I don't know. I think I've just experienced a lot of things in my lifetime. Like I'm all about experiences, and the thing is, I don't want to grow up and be old and be like, man, I wish I would have tried this, or man, I should have done this. I'm more of like, let's try it, and then I'll have my own experience. If somebody says like, oh, you shouldn't do this, or you don't, there's the saying like, learn from other people's experiences, which is true, but there's also things where I'm just like, I want to find out for myself, or I'm not just gonna follow you blindly, kind of thing. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly. But yeah, that's basically where you, in terms of relationships or being a masculine man and being with a woman, a feminine woman, you got to be assertive. All right, so you young boys, you guys are starting to have dates and go out. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, where do you want to go? Wherever you want to go, babe. The guy, you as a masculine man, you got to be like, hey, I want to take you out on a date. I'm going to pick you up at so and so, dress up this way. So a girl wants to know that you have something planned. You have it all worked out. That way she can trust you. That'll show that she can trust you, because if she feels that she has to like figure everything out, she's going to be like, "Oh, I'm dating a little boy." So, yeah, just that would be my tip to you. If you want to get a girlfriend, be assertive. If you have a girlfriend, say, "Hey, I want to take you out this place at this time. Be ready. Wear something like this or whatever. We're going to dance." Be assertive. Be assertive. And sometimes it's uncomfortable because you're like, oh, but what if she doesn't want to do it? Be like, if she says she doesn't want to do it, then that's good. Then she doesn't want to do it. Or sometimes there's that little play. You're like, she's like, I don't want to go. But if you just pick her up, you give her a kiss, you spin her around, you hug her, be like, let's go dance. And then she's like, okay. You got to melt her. You got to be, women are beautiful creatures. I love women. Women are the best. Especially my baby love. Anywho's, yes. So splitting with kids, drunk story. I'm not gonna talk about bulges. If you have a big dick, you have a big dick. If you have a small dick, you have a small dick. That's all it is to it. Oh yeah, that's for you, Raymond. So if you have a big dick, you have a big dick. If you have a small dick, you have a small dick. I would say rock whatever you have confidently. If you have a small dick, fucking rock that small dick. Like, yeah, what's up? I got that small dick. I'm still fucking you though. Bitch. Or if you have a huge dick, then you're like, yeah, I mean, you don't have much to worry about. You have a huge dick. But you know what? I've heard too, from girlfriends of mine, like friends that are girls, that sometimes big dicks suck because guys are like they rely too much on their size that they don't do anything, and it's kind of boring. So it's what I hear from a lot of girls is it's not the size, it's how you use it. So there you go. Um, prove love, spirituality. We're all spiritual beings. We're all reflections of one another. Don't hate anybody because you're only hating yourself. If you find somebody that you have conflict with, it's a reflection of you. Whatever you don't like about them, you don't like about yourself. You're seeing that reflection in them. So figure out what it is about them that you don't like that you do. Maybe it's something that you haven't worked with yourself. Yeah, I like that one. But spirituality wise, I don't like religion. Religion's not my thing. I think it's I think religion separates people more than unites them because it's more tribal. Like, oh well, if you're not what I believe, then we can't be friends. Where it's like, no, that's not what God. I don't know. If you take the time to study religion or God, I did it when I was 21 or 20. I had this like I wanted to find God, so I studied different religions at the same time. Like, what was the common thing? They all have what they all have in common is it's called the yo. What's going on, man? Um, yeah, let me wave at you. Bam. Um, is the golden rule. Basically means treat others the way you want to be treated. So yeah, just the way I treat people is I look at them if they were me. How would I want to treat myself? You know? Sometimes I know I'm not fully present or I'm kind of rude or whatever, but deep down, like I really love people. I really care for people. So I'm gonna help them. I don't judge people. Unless if I see that they're like very aggressive or only interested in themselves, I'll back away. I'm not gonna put myself through this for self love. Like, but I'm not gonna be mean to somebody on purpose or rude. Um, but yeah, that is spirituality. Rape versus consent, which is an interesting topic. It's a very you hear that a lot about. You hear a lot about that lately with like the Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby and all this stuff. Um, hmm. Interesting topic. Interesting topic. It's a very touchy subject because there's cases, there's real cases where men do rape women and get away with it, and there's cases also of you know women, the boy who cried wolf, women doing the same, but claiming they got raped and then ruining somebody's life and it not being true. So when it comes down to it, if there's alcohol, it gets really mixy because you could be drunk and you're like, yeah, I'm all for it. And then, you sober up midway through or you regret it afterwards. And then you're like, I never agreed to this. So I would say the safest practice is, you know, have sex with somebody you love and that you're both sober, or have it like written down like I consent to sex. But I mean that's kind of like that's not realistic. um but yeah. And then I think Eric, you had written something earlier. I have a good question. How do you define the word success in your own mind? um I mean, success to me is happiness. Are you happy? I mean, I know some people define it as monetary? Do you have financial success? Do you have spiritual success? It just depends. Success for me, I'm successful if my needs are met, like, bills, like I have a roof under my house, I have food, I can take care of people. Oh, okay. Success for me is being able to do what I want, when I want, with who I want, for as long as I want, whenever. So that would be success. Success for me is freedom, basically. Yeah. Who's on here right now? Somebody just got onto the Instagram, but I don't know who it is. I'm also here on YouTube, so I'm streaming from both of these places. In some states, if she's drunk, she's not able to give consent. Ooh, interesting. See, there's another thing too. You know, what states allow what? Um, and then there's also instances where, like, somebody says, where I see it too with some girls where they're like, oh, I want the guy to just go for it. Like, I don't want to ask him, oh, kiss me. I want him to just kiss me. But then there's like, what if you're reading the messages wrong and she's not into you, and you're that kind of guy that's like, all right, and you think she's into you, so you just go for the kiss, and then she's like, what the hell? He sexually harassed me. It's a very touchy subject. I think you have to know. I think you have to be able to pick up those signs of, like, okay, she's really into me. It's super obvious she's into me. I think it's something that just comes with experience. Like, you're gonna have to fail a couple times where you look stupid and you're like, oh my god, I thought she liked me. I feel dumb. Like, I remember one time in high school, I think I was in ninth grade. I was hanging out with this girl and I was really into her, and we were hanging out a lot. And I thought she was into me. I thought she was into me because we were hanging out a lot, and there was like, we were flirting and all this stuff. And then I asked her, I was like, I want you to be my girl. Like, let's be together. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I like you as a friend. I just got with, her boyfriend yesterday. Like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I felt so embarrassed, but it's just something you learn with experience. You just have to gauge it. That's the only way you'll learn, is you have to look stupid. You pick up patterns and phrases, and you're like, oh. It's I mean, there's little signs, but really nobody's the same. So I can't tell you, like, okay, X plus Y equals Z. It's more of like, it's just their experience. It's just their experience. That's when you know somebody's really into you or not. Depends on the type of person too. Yeah, you meet some crazy people sometimes. But yeah, and then girls being fake. I know this person who wrote this. I would say, I don't know. If I had to guess, or if I had to say something about this, I would say it's more of like, I think women are becoming more like men in the terms of masculinity, where it's, oh, Angel, he just replied. So yeah, he's watching. So thanks for watching, man. I wish you were here. Come on over. Let's kick it. Even though you're not on the podcast, let's just kick it. Let's hang out. I miss you, man. I haven't seen you since last week. I would say, yeah, girls being fake. I think women are becoming more masculine, since right now there's this whole women's movement. They're wanting more independence, more power. I think with that, women are separating more from their femininity. And like I said earlier with oh no, my friend Angel. I have my best friend's name is Angel also, just like Nathan's best friend is Angel. What was I saying? Oh yeah, girls being fake. So it's she'll hit you with that case, yeah. Oh fuck, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so with Tinder, all the social media platforms, I think sex is easier to come by And then with birth control, women aren't as like so worried about getting pregnant as before. It's like, oh, if you get pregnant, you're with this baby for 9 months. Whereas now it's like, oh, I'm pregnant, I can have an abortion, or I can get the Plan B pill. So sex is easier to come by. Women have less of a worry about it, as it's kind of like men now, where men, they just fuck and they can move on. Whereas girls have more to worry about because they have more at stake. Like they're gonna get pregnant, their body's gonna change, they're gonna have to be here. Um, um, yeah. So I think that's why girls are being more fake, I guess you can say. And then with Instagram, social media, everybody's putting their highlights. Nobody's putting their struggle. Nobody's, you know, you're seeing everybody's end product. You're not seeing everybody's like struggle behind the scenes. Like right now, I'm in my house. Like it's not what I imagine it to be, but I know this is part of the process. So I'm like, for me, I don't, I try to be as transparent as possible. Um, because I think that's more relatable. But yeah, this podcast is dope. I enjoy the topics being talked about. Come over, man. Anywho's, yeah. So I think that's it. That's all the topics I had written down that you guys asked about. I don't know if you guys have any more topics. Do you guys want to run anything by before I end this thing? Oh no, that wasn't what I thought. I just realized I can play stuff on here. Let me see. Horn theme sound. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, that was fun. Anywho's, UFO stories. Ooh, UFO stories. Shit. I've seen a ton of UFO. I think in my life I've seen, I want to say 5 UFOs. I fucking love aliens. And you, the fuck? Oh, that scared the shit out of me. Dude, I fucking love UFOs. Anything unexplained, mysteries, weird stories. I love all that stuff. Let me see. Let me give you a real good one. I told this one recently. Okay, so this was, I don't know how many years ago. I think I was still in high school at this time, but I was still living at my parents' house, and I was in my room, and it must have been maybe like midnight or 3 in the morning or something, and I don't know. It was, I forget the time, but thoughts on 63 different gender categories. What the fuck? No, it's man and women. And I don't know. I mean, doesn't gender mean penis or vagina? There's only, I mean, I guess hermaphrodite. I would say there's 3, but whatever you identify with, I think that's another. I don't know. That's a weird subject, but I think it's fluid also sometimes, because I don't know. I think, I don't know. That's an interesting question. I really don't have much to say on it because I don't know too much about it, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Just let it be. So my friends here, what are my thoughts on 63 different gender categories? I mean, how many categories are there? Like, all I know is man, woman, and hermaphrodite. What else is there? Like 63? Bruh. 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 Hold on. Bruh. 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 Okay. Anywho's, yeah. Yeah, so this alien story, it's not, I don't know if it's an alien story, but it's just kind of something out of the ordinary. So I was in my house, my parents' house, and motherfuckers really out here identifying as hot Cheetos and shit. Nice. On Elon Musk smoking on the Joe Rogan podcast. He didn't even smoke. He inhale like he didn't even inhale. He just like held it in his mouth and but inhaled. He didn't inhale. But I thought it was ballsy, and I thought I was like, fucking Elon Musk is the shit. Like he doesn't give a fuck. He can do whatever he wants, and that man's a genius. And I have a lot of respect for that guy. So Elon Musk, you're my hero. Um, like a cigar. Yeah, like a cigar. He smoked it like a cigar. Like if you look at the thing, he goes, "Oh, it's legal, right?" He goes, like you can tell he was holding it in his mouth, and he just kind of like, but I don't think he inhaled it. Nah. That flamethrower though, that's fucking tight. Um, so I was in my parents' house, barbecue sauce all over my titties, right? Um, yeah. So I was sleeping, and then I woke up, and I was like, I just felt this weird sensation, this weird energy, and I was tripping the fuck out. I was like, what's like? I felt really weird. I felt super like uncomfortable, and and I heard a voice in my head say, "Are you tired like we are?" And I got scared because I didn't know if I heard it in my head or if somebody in the room said it. So I was like, "Oh shit, where's that coming from?" And and then yeah, so I couldn't sleep, and I was kind of scared. And I went to the living room, and my mom was sleeping on the couch at the time because she was having like something with her legs, so she had to like move around. Anyway, so I go and she's awake, and I'm like, I don't feel good. Like I feel strange. I feel like I feel uneasy. I feel like something's gonna happen. She's like, me too. Just go to sleep. It'll go away. It's fine. And I go back to sleep, and I just get this urge to write something down. So I wrote down the time, and then I put 4.2 or 4.3, 3.2. I forgot what number I put exactly, but then I wrote down, "Are you tired like we are?" I wrote the date and the time, and then whatever. Like I eventually fell asleep, and then I think it was like an hour later, or I don't know. There was an earthquake, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I freaked the hell out. And we all got out like, "Are you okay? You okay?" "Yeah, we're okay." And yeah, and then we fell back asleep, whatever. And then in the morning, we watched the news, and there was an earthquake, and it was 4.2. So I was like, "Oh my god, I wrote," like I had the biggest, like, it was trippy. It was super trippy because it's just weird. I can't explain it. I heard a voice said, "Are you tired like we are?" I don't know what that meant, but I felt I had to write it down. And then I wrote down 4.2. And then what a coincidence, there's an earthquake an hour later, and it says that on the Richter scale that it was 4.2. So I'm like, what the fuck? I was tripping out. But that's one of the craziest things ever. Um, I don't know, man. Oh yeah. And then with Nathan, my nephew, we brought a bee back to life. Um, we're gonna save that for another time when you're on here. But buy a flamethrower so I can accidentally burn you. Fuck you, man. But yeah. Oh, what's up? What's up? What's going on, man? But yeah. So I mean, okay. So that's pretty much it. I think we've gone over like 20 minutes. So 30, 40. Yeah, we've gone over 20 minutes. So thanks for joining in. I hope you guys like this. I'm by myself today, Angel. Um, yeah. So next week, I think I have a couple people that couldn't do it today, but everybody said they can do it next week. So I'm gonna see who wants to come in next week that can confirm, and then next Monday, 9:30 p.m. same place. Hopefully, I have this thing set up. I gotta find a good name and make an official YouTube account. So it's not gonna be on this one next month or next week. It's gonna be on like the official podcast because I want to dedicate this YouTube channel to my vlogs, which I'm not really posting much of. But anywho's, hope you have a good day, good night, good life. I love you all. Be good to one another, and tip your waitresses if they do good jobs. All right, deuces.
end.